Whole Story Quest Audiobooks presents Marius Mules 5, Hades' Gate by S.J.A. Turney, narrated by Malk Williams. Marius Mules, nickname acquired by the legions after the general Marius made it standard practice for the soldier to carry all of his kit about his person. Prologue. Cold toes in sodden boots heaved wearily through the deep snow, long soaked trousers clinging to the young man's shins as he stumbled and staggered, one hand on the hilt of the eating knife that was his only armament, the other gripping the pouch on the thong around his neck. A trail of footprints betrayed his passage, but better that than a trail of blood. Silently. Silence was a prerequisite of the hunted. The young man cursed his decision to travel without a sword. When two heavily armed bodyguards travelled with you, where was the need? Botovius was no warrior, though, anyway. He had been chosen by the aging druid of Duro Catalano as an initiate into the ancient and sacred ways, chosen for his mind, his subtlety, and his honour. But that had been before the Romans came, before Caesar came. Little could he have seen 4 years ago that instead of reading the Greek scrolls old Obaldos kept in his house, he would be running for his life in the all-consuming blizzard, pursued by dogged legionaries and gripping the hope of all Gaul tightly to his chest. It had been an uneventful ride from the Matrona River, the river of the protecting goddess, all the way deep into the territory of the Belgae, and Botovius and his 2 escorts had felt as though their journey was all but complete once they entered the great, dark, and comforting confines of the forest of Arduena. But the ancient goddess that sheltered the people of the Treveri tribe seemed not to be extending her gifts to the young adept and his guards. The first he had realized that something was wrong had been when the rope suddenly tautened across the forest trail, unhorsing him and sending him onto his back in the 2-foot-deep snow, knocking the wind and the sense from him. By the time he had struggled out of the white grave that had claimed him and peered through the thick, drifting flakes, trying to take stock of what had happened, his horse had gone, charging off down the trail ahead, screaming with the pain of some unseen wound. Spinning round.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?